What up? It's your boy A9, and today we're gonna have a little discussion, a little talk, you know what I'm saying, about something I heard on the Joe Budden podcast. They was talking about the idea of should billionaires exist. They didn't bring it up, but it was something that I think Joe Budden said he had saw, a little article, and I just did a little research on it just to look into it because it was something that was interesting to me because, of course, y'all know my journey, where I'm trying to get, where I'm trying to be. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, get out there and take care of people and do this and do that, start businesses, start my own little empire, you know what I'm saying? And this kind of just stood out to me. So I did a little research, and let's just get into it. I'm going to give my opinion on how billionaires should be handled. Should their money go to this and should their money go to that? First, over 2,000 billionaires exist whose combined wealth is almost $10 trillion, which is enough to pretty much pay the debt that we owe to China. Their wealth is greater than 60% of the population. Jeff Bezos makes $2,400 a second, which is some people's monthly income. Now, me personally, I'm not into pocket watching. I don't feel like I should be looking into people's pockets and telling them what they should do with it and stuff like that. I'm inspired by people who, who have money, who, have nice clothes, jewelry, nice cars, who take care of their family, who buy their family houses, who do this and who do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm inspired by that. But I don't ever look at that and then hate. You know what I'm saying? I feel like telling somebody what they should do with their money is a form of hate. Because it's like, okay, why don't I have that money? Because if I had that money, I would do this with that money. I would do that with that money. They don't know what they're doing. I should have that money because I would do this and do that. That's how I feel pocket watching. It's like, we have to remember that net worth is not equivalent to what's in your pockets. Jeff Bezos is worth around almost $140 billion, but that does not mean that he has $140 billion in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? All that means is that he has assets. He owns businesses. He owns real estate. He owns things that all combined equals to $140 billion. For Jeff Bezos to have $140 billion, he would have to sell everything that he owns, which he is not going to do because that would be stupid. But he would have to sell everything that he owns to be able to get access to all that money that apparently some people believe he has. You know what I'm saying? Also, a lot of what he does make, the actual money he does have in his pocket, with him being a multi-billionaire, with him making millions and millions and billions and billions of dollars, it is getting taxed. You know what I'm saying? He has to pay most millionaires and billionaires, not just Jeff Bezos, but most billionaires and millionaires have to pay at least 50% of what they made that year in taxes. And those taxes should be going to rebuilding communities, helping the homeless, helping schools, helping with prisons and stuff like that. That is where our tax dollars is supposed to go to, which it obviously doesn't, because we're having this discussion where we feel like more money needs to go there when half of the money that we say needs to go there is already supposed to be going there. You know what I'm saying? There are already billionaires who spend most of their fortunes in philanthropy. Bill Gates, for example, ever since he became rich, has been giving a lot of his money to charities, looking at researches into sicknesses, helping out in Africa, supplying clean water to Africa. Like, the list is going on. This isn't something new that Bill Gates has been doing. Bill Gates has been doing stuff like this since the 80s. He's the one, I think I watched a documentary on Warren Buffett, but he's the one who got Warren Buffett into philanthropy back in the 80s or 90s. And even he turned Warren Buffett's whole opinion of the world around, because I think in the documentary Warren Buffett pretty much said, yeah, my dad was very far on the right. He wasn't for equal rights. He wasn't for women doing this and black people doing this and doing that. When I met Bill Gates was all about that, and he let me see the light. You know what I'm saying? And ever since I saw the light, I've been putting as much money as I can into just making sure everybody is treated equally. You know what I'm saying? That's if you never watched the documentary, it's a good documentary with about Warren Buffett and what he does with his money and how he invested his money and how he became so rich and stuff like that. Which I feel like stuff like that is even charitable in its own way. Being super rich, Warren Buffett is worth almost about $80 billion. I feel like recording a documentary, giving people the insight on what you did to get all your money is a form of teaching. is a form of passing on the knowledge, is a form of passing on the wealth. Even though it's not monetary wealth, it is wealth in the mind and it's wealth in the heart. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that in itself is a good deed. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do it for money because he doesn't need money. He did it because this needs to be taught. This needs to be told to people who want to build wealth and want to do this and want to do that. So I don't feel like all billionaires are bad people. I feel like there are some billionaires who are kind of shady. There are a few billionaires who, stepped on toes and stabbed people in the back. But guess what? There are poor people, broke people who will do the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I can't just crucify rich people for no apparent reason. That's just not how my mind works. I feel ingenuine contributions are pointless. I feel like it's not a real contribution. I feel like it's a straight donation out of pity. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, okay, if it became a law, anybody who makes over 999, who has a net worth of over $999 million, or who has made over $999 million in a year, has to put every single dollar after $999 million towards philanthropy, rebuilding communities, schools, prison reform. I feel like if they made that a law, it will be a whole lot of ingenuine, and it will be a whole lot more backstabbing and shady business going on, to where it just won't even work. There's ways to hide money. There's ways to make it seem like you're making a lot less money than you actually are. And trust me, the rich people are very good at that, because there are people who are poorer than the richest people in the world who spend more money on rich people stuff than the rich people. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of ways for them to hide money to where they don't have to donate a dime. They can act like they made $998 million every single year for the rest of their life, and nobody even knows. You know what I'm saying? But if it doesn't come from the heart, if it's not a choice, if it's not a act out of I want these people to be good. I don't want to see nobody struggle. I don't want to see nobody suffer. I don't want to see nobody living in poverty. So I'm gonna do the best I can in the time that I have on this earth to help as many people as I can. And I feel like that's not in your heart, then I feel like it shouldn't happen. You shouldn't just give out money out of pity. You have to do it because you really want better for everybody. I feel like it shouldn't just be the billionaires' responsibility for rebuilding communities and donating. And I feel like if it becomes mandatory, it has to be mandatory for everybody. I feel like even though taxes already come out, I feel like we have to be told exactly where our taxes go first, and those taxes should go to exactly where they want the billionaires' money to go. Our money, whether you make $20 million a year or you make $20,000 a year, I feel like a portion of our money should just automatically go to helping rebuild communities and prison reform and helping the homeless and stuff like that. Because I feel like just marginalizing one group of people based off of their money and making them have to put money towards something, I feel like the more the merrier. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the billionaires have more money than everybody, but if everybody, including the billionaires, put their money together, it'd be even better. You know what I'm saying? Their money combined is $10 trillion. Imagine their money combined plus our money combined, it could be $20 trillion. You know what I'm saying? We also got to remember, not every billionaire inherited their wealth. A lot of billionaires had ideas and created businesses and worked really hard to get exactly where they're at. And a lot of them, including Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, all of that, they created things that today would be considered necessities and services to us, and we paid them for providing those services, which is how business works. We made them billionaires. So why should we make them suffer? Or I wouldn't say suffer. Why should we force them to do something with the money that we put upon them? I wouldn't say we forced the money upon them, but we obviously liked the service he gave us. His business itself is a contribution to us in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Without him, there's items we wouldn't be able to get from places. Back then you had to, if it isn't in your city, you couldn't get it. Now you're able to get whatever you want from anywhere you want, thanks to Jeff Bezos and eBay and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Is a help to us. So why should we force them that are giving us a service that doesn't cost as much as we think it does, something that's a part of our everyday life? Why should we be like, okay, not only are you giving us a service and helping us connect and get things that we want whenever we want, however we want, but you also have to donate money to build our communities, and also you have to help the homeless, and you also got to do this, and you also got to do that because we gave you money because we like what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that isn't fair. I feel like if it's not in their heart, you can't force it upon them. At the end of the day, it wouldn't make a better world forcing people to do stuff that they don't want to do. I think it would make the world a lot worse, because eventually people are just going to snap and just be like, all right, forget everything. I'm getting rid of all my money so I don't have to donate another dime to something that I do not care about. And that is just going to cause a whole lot of mayhem, a whole lot of shady business, a whole lot of lying and deceiving and backstabbing will happen if you force people to put their money towards something they don't want to put their money towards. I feel like if we force billionaires to donate and get involved in all that stuff, it will also create a reverse effect. The way that we look at rich people, we look at them, even though some people don't realize they are some of the hardest working people that you will ever meet. You know what I'm saying? Their mindset is different. You know what I'm saying? Though they got where they are because they worked day and night, hundreds of hours a week. You know what I'm saying? To get where they were at. But some people don't see that. They just see a super rich person sitting around collecting checks off of other people's hard work. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, if we put a lot of that pressure of rebuilding communities and stuff like that on the rich people, eventually we're going to be the lazy people that are sitting back while the rich people do all the hard work. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a cycle, because then eventually the rich people are going to be fighting for the poor people to start getting in on, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it should all be equal. Equality should be everything across the board. I don't feel like a rich person is better than a poor person. I don't feel like a black person is better than a white person. I don't feel like a tall person is better than a small person. Everybody is the same. You know what I'm saying? We just have different traits, different abilities, and different talents, but we should all be treated and looked at in the same light. You know what I'm saying? We all are under the same sun. But to end it, I don't think all billionaires are the greatest people on earth. I don't think all millionaires are the greatest people on earth. I don't think all poor people are the greatest people on earth. Nobody, nothing is everything. You know what I'm saying? So, or everything is nothing, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? There's good people, and good people will do good things. There will always be good people, and good people will always do good things. There are bad people, and bad people are always going to do bad things. And there are people who don't know how to pick a side, and they will always never know how to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? But we should never force people to be who they are not. There are good people who are rich, and they do good things with the money they have gotten. There are bad people who don't do nothing with the money they got, but flex and let people know how rich they are. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it is nobody's job to be good. It is all in the heart. It's all in the mind. It's all in the soul. At the end of the day, rebuilding communities, donating to charity, helping the homeless should be a responsibility of everybody who feels it is their responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Not just the rich person, not just a poor person, not just a middle class person. If you feel, okay, I want to help the rich, I want to donate to charity, I want to do this, then do it. Don't feel like, nah, I want to do it, but I'm broke. You can find a way. Or I'm rich, I want to do it, so I'm gonna do it because I care. That's fine. But if you don't want to do it, that is also fine, because guess what? We are our own people. We make our own decisions. We should never make somebody feel bad for not having the same decisions, the same viewpoint, and the same mindset as us, because we all come from different places. We all have different experiences, but at the end of the day, we all the same. We just all different. But that's it for me. I'm out. Too sweet. Deuces.